Morning, folks. Tony here with Douglas Craven from the Economic Community Development Institute.
Great, you did it.
I did it, yeah.
Good
I'm
job.
so used to saying ECDI. So, and this is going to be great because you are really geared towards people who are thinking about starting a business or at the very first stages of starting a business. And most business owners, I think they learn a lot on the job, and
For
I
sure.
think you guys do a lot to help facilitate that. So I welcome you. Thank you for coming
Thank you, Tony.
in.
I'm very excited to be here.
So in your words, before we get into really a general overview of who you guys, of who you are.
So it's a mouthful, Economic Community Development Institute. So we like to say we're ECDI. We opened our doors in 2004. We are a mission-driven microlender providing access to capital, training, and innovative services to nascent and existing small businesses throughout the state of Ohio. So Columbus, Ohio, great city, home office. We have a lot going on here. We have an office in Cincinnati, an office in Cleveland, an office in Akron, an office in Canton, and field office in Toledo. So what I'm really trying to say is we serve all 88 counties in Ohio, and the great thing about that is we're able to help spur local economies throughout the state. So it's really fun work. I think what is so fun about what we do is job creation. So since we've opened in 2004, we've created over 8,000 jobs, and we've deployed roughly $52 million throughout the state of Ohio. So it's pretty crazy. Yeah. So the average loan size is floating around like $25,000. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of jobs. And more than 13,000 people have come in the door to talk to us, access training, talk about a loan. So it's fun.
Yep, no, that's great. So we'll get into it. Before we get started, though, I mean, I did want to special mention, you guys were started by Ina Kinney.
Yes, Ina.
Okay. Just a minute, because these are the people that drive a lot of what we're doing. So,
absolutely.
So how did she start this? A minute about that.
So, Ina is awesome. I'm very fortunate that she's my boss, so it's great. So Ina's family is one of the first families, I think they were the first family in the 1970s to immigrate from the Soviet Union to Columbus, Ohio. She watched her dad struggle to, one, get a job, and then two, struggle business after business after business. And so she really wanted to create something that would allow the best of people that come to our country have an opportunity. Ina's number one passion is helping individuals leave a legacy behind. And Ina's been really instrumental in making sure we are finding the best services, whether it's through training, access to capital, or our food incubation we'll talk about, making sure we're current and we have the best people providing the best services to the individuals.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, we need people.
And she's
like
awesome.
That, so we're going to break this conversation up into invest, educate, and innovate, because that's how you all look at things.
Yep.
So let's start with the investment part.
Sure. So as I said earlier, we've essentially deployed roughly $52 million since we opened our doors in 2004. Through Invest, we're able to provide loans starting as little as $750 to $350,000 to nascent existing small businesses. Well, so someone watching today could be like, well, I'm a new business. I'm going to start tomorrow. I want $350,000. Doesn't really work like that. So when we talk about new businesses, going through our training, we have definitely anyone accessing capital have required training, curriculum they would go through, and we'll talk about a little bit of the training further along today. But those nascent individuals can receive loans up to $50,000, and an existing business can really come in and get a loan up to $350,000. The great thing about our loans, I'm sure everyone's thinking, well, like, wait, the interest rate must be crazy. This is like a credit card. They're not a bank. What are they doing? Our average interest rate out the door right now is 8.75%. And you look at banks, which a lot of the individuals that come to us are either unbanked or unbankable, or they're food-based business and they're considered high risk. So 8.75 is not bad, with the banks are roughly 7 to 9% right now on a small business loan. And then you think about your credit card, and like that's a whole different story. It's really a great opportunity, no penalty payment too, to pay off the loan early. Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of people who start a business, they have so much confidence in themselves and their dream, but they don't realize when they're going to these strangers at banks that they feel that they've had enough experience at the other end to know that a lot of businesses fail, and for a lot of different reasons. So it is important to, you have the banks, then you have the SBA, even below that, facilitating things, and then you guys are even, in terms of, when I say below, I mean in terms of size and probably the initial stages of businesses, helping people.
Yeah, I think so much of our work could not be done without partners like SBA. So we are the third largest SBA microloan intermediary. So through SBA support, we're able to, one, provide capital to small businesses throughout Ohio and provide that training. And banks are instrumental in helping us too. So we know that when an individual comes to us, especially as an admission-driven lender, we are trying to work within core urban areas throughout the state of Ohio. We're really invested in working with minority-owned small businesses, so providing that capital and also helping them maybe deal with understanding the aspects of financial literacy. A lot of the businesses we work with have a fear associated or trauma associated to financial literacy. So by bringing in SBA or bringing in bank partners, they understand that the banks are not bad people. Mm-hmm. They're here to help and they're great partners. And also then it builds that relationship. Our whole goal at ECDI is to help our clients become bankable. Mm-hmm. So by building that relationship early, they're able to really graduate.
Well, and you talk about those relationships. I mean, you work with the federal government, state government, the county government, the city government, right? I mean, so I think that's great. Yeah, there are so many of these programs like yourselves behind the scenes that that I'm lucky enough to get to meet with just because of how we do this. But it really is everybody is involved. We know, right? If we can get these people to bring their good ideas to bear and then get a good start, we're all going to benefit from it.
Absolutely. We could not do this without our partners. SBA is huge. SCORE, SBDC, our bank partners, our federal partners. It allows us to further our mission and to work with these individuals. This was really fantastic.
Right. And there's so many more. I know you're.
Oh yeah, I could sit here all half hour and just go down the list.
So, all right. Well, let's talk about what I think is truly important part of this is the education part.
Yeah, it's important, isn't it? We're always amazed with what individuals don't know. And we had a chance to get together before we went on the air, and we were talking a little bit about just what it's like to start a business. A lot of times when an entrepreneur has an issue that kind of like, well, I don't have to deal with it right now, I'll wait. And by chances are, if they wait too long, then the issue is so far down a bad path, we don't even know how to turn them around. Mm-hmm. So when you go into ECDI and you work with a relationship manager, we immediately assess where you are in your business. If you don't have a business plan, we would introduce you to the Women's Business Center, and that really is the home of our training. So in 2012, we received additional funding from SBA to launch a Women's Business Center. It's a really cool program, and I'm sure you can be members too. It's just a fine print from the SBA contract. But for $80 a year, they're able to access a free resource center, computers, professional advisory network, one-on-one business coaching, and classes. So through that program, they're really able to understand financials, understand marketing. A lot of the businesses that come to us, especially new businesses, don't even have a landing page. Mm-hmm. So we're able to work with them and help them understand what it's like to build out a website, what social media channel is the best for them, what is your messaging, how are we going to amplify the message you're saying. So it's a really great opportunity. And the business coaching really allows them to work with a relationship manager or work with a WBC staff to understand how they take their business plan and actually implement it to real life. So many business owners have a business plan that is like dusty under the shelf, but then they're able to take it out and really use it and apply it.
Yeah. Well, and so many entrepreneurs are really good at developing that idea and that business, but they don't know the unknowns, right?
Exactly.
And I just look back to friends that I've had to start a business. One of the programs, the class I saw was about the taxes that you're going to owe, and just learning how you're going to go about doing that, payroll taxes, and all the levels that we talked about. Somehow they all get funded too, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's just one aspect, but you touch on a lot of different things that business.
Yeah, we really do. So I think the cool thing I'm kind of thinking, since 2019, we've launched some new initiatives with our training. So we now have a computer lab. So up to 10 laptops. So if you want to come in for a Lunch and Learn series, we just did a great series on QuickBooks. So we create a whole hour-and-a-half class. So the first 45 minutes is the instructor working with our clients, and then the second half is actually applying what you just learned in class. So we want no one to leave thinking like, well, okay, now we know about QuickBooks, but what does it mean to actually use QuickBooks? So it's a great opportunity to really further the education and understand, apply what you just learned.
Right. So if you're thinking about starting a business, there truly is a lot you do not know, and this is a great resource for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And I always think, too, a little trick, if you're totally like intimidated by a business plan, look at other ways. So business model canvas is a great way to lay out what you want to say, and it kind of creates a cool looking, almost like an infographic, so to speak. Take that and then work with a business plan. Don't think you have to sit down and write right away. We're so fortunate to learn about other ways around it because we work with refugees. And so those individuals that come to us, English is not their first language. So can you imagine having to write a business plan? Right. It'd be really hard. So we work with them and we help them along the way.
Right. Well, and the other part of, I hope small business owners see the other end of this. If you're going to lend money, you'd much rather be comfortable knowing that the person at the other end has worked, not just on the specific idea, but on their business to make it stronger and to, I know it's not going to be bulletproof, but to really, enhance in that. So one last part about education that is near and dear to us financial planners is people have to take financial literacy course.
We do, and some people don't like it. But so it's financial literacy is mandatory. And again, back to partnerships and how we're able to do what we do. We have great bank partners that allow us to facilitate financial literacy classes throughout the state of Ohio. So it's been really a phenomenal opportunity for us. And I love seeing in the class and seeing the aha moment that works for people. So it's a really great opportunity. And some of our staff have taken advantage of financial literacy classes. Right. It's a great way to further your education.
Yeah. Well, and it's always great too to know what your clients are taking.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I like to think, everyone that works at ECDI, they work there because they want to be there. We're all entrepreneurial. I have so many staff that also have a side hustle. We're living through the gig economy right now. Myself, I am a classical musician and I have a wedding business. Okay. I mean, so you never know what someone else is doing. Yeah. So I think like an entrepreneur, and I make mistakes all the time, and I learn from it, and so do our businesses.
Right. Great. So innovate. So that's the third leg of this. So let's talk about that.
Well, I think innovate's the most fun. So if you are in Columbus, Ohio, our home office is at 670 in Leonard Avenue. In 2010, we moved there from downtown, and we took over the old Waterworks facility. And the cool part about our building, one is the home office is one of the first schoolhouses built in Columbus. So this is a really cool building. But the back are 3 warehouses that Waterworks had built out that we, over the last 8 years, have turned into our incubation services for food-based businesses. We started that in 2012. So it's kind of crazy to think of Columbus with their food trucks, but at the time there were no food trucks. And Ina was instrumental, and she had the idea that, food-based businesses are really going to take off. What services do they have in our community for support? There really wasn't anything. Yeah. So through federal funding we received, we built out the food fort. And so within the warehouse, we have an entire section for dry storage. We have a commercial kitchen where up to 3 businesses can be in there at once. So if you're a home-based business and you want to expand, you could come to ECDI, rent kitchen space. We hold all the commercial licensure. Our staff trains food safety classes, and you're able to immediately grow the business. Food trucks, we have currently at capacity. Our warehouse has plugins. So you drive your truck in, it's a secure facility. They plug in, they play storage, electrical, and we have the standard waste. I don't have the terminology, but food trucks need to properly dispose of their waste, and so we have the facility to do so, and we also sell propane. So the food fort is a really interesting model. It's a social enterprise that's supporting the mothership ECDI, but it's been a great opportunity, and massive businesses have grown from it. So it's great to see. If you go to North Market today, 9 of those businesses expanded from the food forts. Awesome. Yeah, so it's great. Yeah. And then across the street, we are building Food Fort 2.0, which stay tuned, July 13th, we're going to be having an open house and our launch from 11 to 3. So July 13th is our date.
Awesome. And so when we talk about this, I've had somebody on here who makes biscotti.
Cool.
All right, out of their home. Right? No, unfortunately we don't. So believe me, anybody who comes in here to talk about food, bring food. All right, they usually do anyway. But that's somebody you're talking about, right?
Exactly.
I mean, as they're growing out of their kitchen, you guys are somebody they should be in contact with.
100%. Also if they're just thinking about it too, because you could be a hobbyist. Let's say you have a day job at the Limited, and you think, I want to make cheesecakes all day long. Well, rent a space at our kitchen for a week. I'd rather have you find out that way than actually expand into a business. And it's okay. But you might realize that you don't want to make 30 cheesecakes a day for the rest of your life.
Right.
So it's a big jump, and we do that opportunity for individuals.
Yeah, I'll make sure we've really had a number of people. So you think about restaurants, a lot of times they just open up a big restaurant. But food trucks, I think, have given them kind of a segue.
Exactly, and a lot of people think that food trucks are a cheaper way to start a business, and it's really not.
It's not, okay.
You have to think, if your steering column goes out, you're out of work.
Right.
So then how do you make the money back to pay for your steering column?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. We've helped a lot of food trucks think innovatively. So most of them now during the colder season have catering, which is something that they did not do in the beginning. Mm-hmm. So it's an opportunity for them to still have that revenue stream.
To offset it. Yeah, you're right. I don't think about those things about what they do in the winter. So, okay, well, cool. So we've talked about those things: invest, educate, innovate. Is there anybody who is thinking about a business? I mean, is it a good idea to just contact you guys?
Oh yeah, 100%. So I'm going to be very honest. We don't say yes just to say yes. We are very thoughtful about making sure you are ready for capital. So I'd say we have like 3 types of clients that walk through the door. You could have been out with friends the night before, and you wake up and you're like, that's it, I'm opening up a potato food truck, and I'm going to go out to all the bars at 2 in the morning and sell $6 loaded baked potatoes. I need $1 million from ECDI. I would say this is a great idea, Tony, but maybe let's go through some training and let's figure out exactly where you think you can fit. And then, I've had clients go through training and say, this is just not for me.
Right.
And that's us doing our due diligence and our job as an organization. Second is an individual that really is maybe a hobbyist looking to grow, and they're a great client because they are still working at their day job, so we have that ability to pay back a loan,
right,
and we're helping them launch their business. And then our third client is more of our seasoned entrepreneur that is looking for expansion dollars or larger capital up to that $350,000.
Right.
And so, and these are everyday Main Street businesses, so it could be a business like a yoga shop, 7 Studios. Julie Wilkes is a phenomenal alumni of ECDI, I like to say, because she's accessed capital, but of course has paid it back, and we still work with these businesses. The great thing about what we do is we're able to provide this ongoing support service before, during, and after a loan. So banks don't do that. We are really invested in the business. We want to make sure the business grows. We want to make sure they're making an impact in their local economy. So someone like a yoga studio, I'm sure a lot of people have had Harvest Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great business, and we've certainly worked with them since they started their first Harvest Pizza. So it's everyday Main Street businesses really creating jobs.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that somehow they found you. But a good way to find, so let's segue here to the website. And we'll just spend a couple minutes going through this. But it's a great place to start.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great place to start.
Information here, right?
What I like to say, take advantage of the information that's on the website. Educate yourself on what you really need help on. So if you're interested in having some general information about small business, financials, or just starting a business, under loans, we have an opportunity. If you click on Vet Loans, it will take you to a portal. You can fill out that form, but those are supplemental videos. While it's titled Veteran Loans Videos, those videos can apply to any type of small business. And so there are 10 supplemental videos. They're excellent. They're a great way to kind of see what more you want to expand on.
Right.
And then that form, if you fill that out, will immediately go to ECDI and we'll be in touch with you.
Yeah.
Another great thing to do is look at our events, look at what we have on our training calendar. We have 2 free information sessions
Pick on Columbus
during the month. You pick Columbus.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we're kind of done with May.
Okay, let me go to June.
But if we look at June, we'll see some of the training we have. And of course, now that we're in the summer season, our training is not as robust because we have graduation and everything. So we'll see there's summer months, basically end of May, June, July, a little lull in the training, and then end of August it really picks back up again. But take advantage of the free info session. Come hear what we're doing. We also pay attention to our calendar because we have a lot of place-based initiatives where we're providing information sessions throughout the community as well. So while it may be hard for you to get to Leonard Avenue, we might be down at the Reeve Avenue Center at the south side. We might be at the Idea Foundry in Franklinton. So just pay attention to the calendar and see where we are going to be.
Okay, cool. Well, and we've been talking here a little while, but come here. I mean, the directory, are these some of the alumni?
Yeah, this is awesome. So basically, it's a great way to promote the businesses we've served. And so you can't work for a small business micro lender and not support the small businesses. So while I say We're not anti-big box. Sometimes you do have to make a run to a Home Depot or something like that, but we really try to support small-based businesses.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it. Sometimes I'm anti-big business, right? Is it when you can, you want to help these guys?
Absolutely.
So take a look here and see who's in your neighborhood. So, no, that's awesome.
And again, so anyone who's watching, if they're outside Columbus, we serve all 88 counties, so that business could be in your neighborhood too.
That we didn't touch on that much, but this goes for rural people, right? I mean,
absolutely.
So there's great reach for that.
We have a staff, a member that just is focused on community and rural initiatives and lending.
Okay, so let's see, in the 13th. So this is one we're talking about, right?
July 13th, and that's going to go up on the calendar shortly. So again, our Food Fort 2.0. So we're launching a second Food Fort. We're going to have an open house from 11 to 3. It's a great way to come meet some of our clients and see the facility. We're going to have partners there as well. So again, some of the work, we could not do our job without the partners. So we'll have different organizations there talking about the services they offer. We'll have a lending table. We're going to have a table about the Women's Business Center. So it's a great way to learn about our services and see if there's opportunity there for you.
Okay. And what, you've given me some information. Go to the website. We can do this. Is a way that we could sign up for emails and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can get connected if you go to the homepage down below.
Okay.
And you can sign up for our newsletter. Okay. And you can also stay connected. So you can join us on Twitter or Facebook. We also are on Instagram as well, but I don't see my little icon down there, so I'll deal with that later. But it's a great way to stay involved. And we're out. So if you see someone with an ECDI t-shirt on or a pin, say hi. We want to get to know the businesses and we want to support.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this has been great. I mean, I appreciate the time you've taken. Please, I mean, this is just terrific, I think, and I didn't know until we invited you, much about this. But man, if you're starting a business, this is a great resource. And believe me, there are a lot of unknowns that you don't know. So talk to these guys and
get the unknowns out of the way before you really start the business.
Before they become really costly.
Exactly.
So, all right, Douglas, thank you.
Hey, thanks, time.
Yeah, no, that's terrific. So. Okay, well, please go to, like us on the different social medias that we're on. Make some comments if you have anything to say. But otherwise, thanks again for your time, and we will see you next Friday. Have a great Memorial Day in the meantime.